help with his compliance and his living arrangements. So come back. 24th of January?
Yes, that'll work.
January 24th will be the next hearing for pretrial. 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
This will be good.
State of Ohio versus Otis L. Sexton, case number CRB 24770, CRB 24539, A and B. Sexton is on Zoom, Your Honor.
Sean.
What? Your Honor.
Mr. Stratton is the attorney.
The state gave us an offer on this case. We counter-offered, but we do not have an agreement on this case. He doesn't get out of River City until the end of February. That's his 6 months. I think February 25th. We just don't have a resolution in this matter. And
Now, did I appoint you also to the 770 case? Is there two? Because I'm showing you listed on 24539.
both assaults, yes.
Okay, and I've got one for case 770, but I don't list an attorney, so.
Yes, Your Honor,
All right.
yeah.
Put you down as counsel on 770 also.
So, I guess the only thing we could do is set it for a pretrial shortly after the 25th of February, and then see if we can resolve it at that time.
Is he going to be in there till then, or
He's going to be in there till then.
Mr. Hill?
Your Honor, if it please the court, we did discuss a resolution, and our feeling is that this is not a case that should be dealt with a concurrent sentence. It'd be easy just to say, well, if you plead, you can just run it concurrently with what you're doing now, but we feel like, you're Sean. Oh, I need to say something here too. That doing it that way doesn't really serve the severity of the situation. So he's got a $5,000 cash surety bond, I believe.
Your Honor, the offer that the counteroffer we gave the prosecutor included 10 days consecutive to the time he is serving now. So after he got out of River Cities, he would serve an additional 10 days as pleaded to one assault and dismissing the other. The state would like us to plead to both of them. He will not plead to both assaults.
Okay. All right, but is the state agreeable to continue it out that long until maybe we need a pretrial before just to make sure if he leaves treatment, we need to know that.
Well, if he's got a $5,000 cash surety bond on him, then he'll be held, I would think, in lieu of, unless he posts a bond.
Well, but he's at a hospital right now.
No. River City is a,
CBCF.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, I mean, they would not.
All right, so they won't he can't walk out.
Right.
Okay. And what was the date he said he was going to be?
February 25th.
That's a Tuesday. We can set it to 28th. February
Yeah,
28th.
that'd be perfect.
All right, I'll set it for February 28th. For the next hearing, be a pretrial then at 10 o'clock. February 28th will be your next hearing, sir.
So we're not going to settle this matter today?
It doesn't appear that your attorney and the state's attorney have not agreed on a resolution.
I would like to state for the record, however, Your Honor, that there are two separate victims in this one incident, and our objective is to have a finding of guilty on both of them, but we had no intention of adding to our proposed sentence. It would be the same sentence. We just felt like it was appropriate to have a finding of guilty on both of them. And that's the only thing we are seeking that is, I think, different than what Mr. Sexton is willing to do.
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
need it. If you still need it, same time on both of them, then yes.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Then, you said it right there, Your Honor.
Okay, I need to file that. Okay, so Mr. Sexton then what the state wanted you to do was plead guilty to both cases there. I think your attorney and the state had agreed on a sentence as to one, but now the state's going to agree that they run concurrently. It'll be the same sentence as to both run concurrently.
Yes, Your Honor, I plead guilty to both assaults. The state and the defense are recommending 60 days, 50 suspended. I give him 10 days to do consecutive to his River City time.
River City.
All right, Mr. Sexton, do you agree with what your attorney has represented in the court?
Yes.
You have a right, sir, to make a statement to the court if you wish to. Is there anything you wish to say before I finalize this and do the sentencing?
I just like to apologize to the victims, and there'll be no issues with me and them in the future.
Okay, thank you for that. So let's start with 24-539. That was the first charge filed. What's being recommended in the sentence?
On both cases concurrently, it'd be 60 days in jail with 50 suspended. The 10 days that he would serve, actually the entire sentence would run consecutively with his time at River City, meaning that he would do an additional 10 days after he's released from River City. Then he would have a remaining 50 days suspended, and we would ask for a period of probation. We're also going to ask for a no contact order, but we're not sure exactly how we're going to get that to him to sign. We'll have to do that.
At least he can sign it during his 10 days in jail. We set it for a review hearing when we think that's going to happen.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Yes, Your Honor, we could do that.
Whenever it comes back for review.
Yeah.
All right, on 539, was there any recommended fine as to this?
Oh, we don't take any position on fines.
So what type of probation would this be?
It'll be 2 years of level 4 probation, which means you'll have to report to your probation officer. And they'll give you a time frame when you have to do that, and you'll have a review hearing also. And I'll set that, it's going to be in June sometime, June 23rd actually, to do your review hearing.
Okay.
Okay, on the 539 assault charge, I'll impose a $200 fine. Order you to pay the court costs, 60 days in jail, 50 suspended. He'll have to do 10 days jail. That'll run concurrent with his time on 24/7/70, but it's consecutive to his time at River Cities, where he's getting some treatment now. So at the end of your time there, and that should be around the end of February, he should be released.
Yes.
So I'm going to set his first review hearing. Let's make it March the 3rd. We should be back in the Lawrence County Jail then. And there'll also be a no contact order on this case, 539. And that's Cassie Jones is the person who's not to go around, Kassie, Cassie Jones. And you'll need to sign a no contact order then when this review hearing comes up.
See what do.
Well, I said not make it dead, fall back for 3 through 25. So we have, I gotta do this no contact order too.
Okay, and then on to 24/7/70.
Yes.
There's also another assault charge. Make it a $200 fine and court costs, 60 days in jail, 50 suspended, 10 days of actual jail to be served at the end of his River Cities commitment. Same review hearing, March 3rd. There'll be a no contact order in this one. Two years of level 4 probation. No contact order is Rochelle. And that's a different spelling of Rochelle, ROCHIELLE.
She said they
Jones.
just got it done, so we don't have to.
Okay.
We'll sign that no contact order also on his review hearing. And I'll cancel, I had set pre-trials for February 28th, we're not going to need those now. Those will be- Any questions, Mr. Sexton?
No, sir.
Sounds good, Your Honor.
All right. March the 3rd is your next hearing. You should be, you'll probably be in Lawrence County Jail then, so you'll hear by telephone.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Dillingham Sloan, case number CRB 24676.
Mr. Stratton's case set for pretrial. Dylan Sloan.
So this is what they're offering. Yeah. Your Honor, could we set this for another pretrial?
Looking at 21st of January or thereafter.
Whenever that Friday is, Your Honor.
That's the 24th.
Yeah, that'll work.
January 24th for pretrial at 10 o'clock.
No, you too. Oh, yeah.
State of Ohio versus Michael L. Tilly Jr., case number CRB 24437.
This is Mr. Stratton's case, set for pretrial.
Yeah, there's
Something's wrong.
I spoke to Pat and Jackson and working on an appointment. And working on getting cell phone so I can also be compliant with telehealth.
So when's your appointment with Pat?
They said sometime either like next year, like after they.
Okay. Your Honor, he's been in contact with Pat for a scheduled appointment. Apparently, do you know that date yet?
It's like 15th or something like that.
15th, January 15th, I think is at the first.
Yeah, it's like the first one I go meet in person.
He had a letter the last time saying he was going to go to PATH on November the 18th.
I called them and I did talk to them on the phone. My first in-person appointment should be January 15th.
It seems like a long time before he has a appointment.
They said they're booked for the Wednesday.
So,
The only reason they took me is because I told them it's involved with the law, court and stuff.
Did you receive a hearing notice or something from Pat to show the agenda? Okay. Should I email or anything like that?
I don't believe so. I didn't use my phone.
I'm texting the liaison from PATH now to see.
Okay. You want to recall it, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay. He's going to text her. So
check, check with the jailer and see what they need. There, I'm understanding he has a holder from the jail while he's there. But I don't know, that probably needs to be, I assume, that they will go pick him up on his treatment on Sexton.
Yeah, he has a holder, so, and they would run that before they release him from River City and see that and contact Lawrence County to come and get him.
Okay, well, we'll have the clerk just follow up, make sure that's what the jail needs to make that happen.
All right.
Tax 2 path, see what we can find out.
State of Ohio recalls Ethan Barker, case number CRB 24799, and William D. Barker, case number CRB 24798.
Okay, this is a recall on sentencing. Mr. Ethan Barker and William D. Barker were here for arraignment, and both pled guilty and stayed on a little time for sentencing to talk to the officer and the landowner about what they're going to recommend.
For hunting privileges for a year. And suspended 10 days of suspension. So there's, yeah.
So, it's Mr. Ketchum, I think. Oh, he is here, okay. Mr. Ketchum is the landowner.
So we had an opportunity to discuss the appropriate sanctions on this, and our recommendation to the court would be 10 days in jail suspended, a $400 fine for each of them, a suspension of their hunting privileges for a year going forward from today, and whatever period of probation that the court would find appropriate.
All right, so Mr. William Barker and Mr. Ethan Barker, do you have any response to that or anything you want to say? You each have a right to make a statement to the court if you wish to before sentencing.
The only thing, I was the one that shot the deer. The only thing I would like to say, I apologize.
Do you all know, is this somebody that you know or?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. But where I shot the deer, we thought we had permission to hunt that land. I showed Mr. Abbott where I made that phone call to, his name's Roland Hively. And that's who we thought owned that land when we went to track that deer onto
Is
private.
that a neighbor to you, Mr. Okay, Ketchum?
That's all I have to say.
So, and are you two related or?
Yes, sir. We're cousins.
Cousins, okay. So you were just hunting together?
Yes, sir.
All right, anything else? Mr. Ketchum, do you have anything you want to say? I saw in the report that you've had problems with people hunting on your property without consent previously.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. But in particular, are these guys or just other people?
Not that I can prove, but there was witnessed by a neighbor, somebody in a white truck, which they at the time had a white truck, shooting a deer out of the back of it and jumping out and loading it into the back of their truck, shooting from it. And the neighbors are all complaining and are pushing me to pursue this. That's why I'm here.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do then and you're William, correct?
Yes, sir.
In the red. All right, so I'll give you the $400 fine, quarter cost paid, 10 days in jail, all suspended, a year suspension of hunting privileges, and order you not to go around Mr. Ketchum's property. I'll set this for a review. There'll be 2 years of probation, and I'll make it non-reporting except for coming to a review hearing. You'll have a review hearing June 23rd, 25. And did I say the 1-year license, hunting license suspension? Okay. If you get everything finished by then, you don't have to come to the hearing. If you still have things you haven't done, like paying your fines and court costs, then you have to show up for the hearing where you get a warrant. All right, now on Ethan, okay, I'm going to make his 200 since he was more guilty by association of being there. It sounds like he went on the property too, but he's not the one that shot the deer. So I'm going to make your fine 200. Court costs, same. The other terms the same, a year suspension, hunting license, and restraint from Mr. Ketchum's property, same review hearing date, June 23rd. You'll both need to go check in with the probation officer here, Mr. Major. His office is to the left as you leave the courtroom. He'll have some paperwork for you to sign and give you copies of paperwork. Then after that, you're free to go. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
That's all.
Thank you, Robert.
See, Mr. Major, you're free to get after that.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Your Honor, we're ready to go back to Lawrence County Jail.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Sherry Fraley on a recall to Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 24255. Chelsea Hankins will be on deck.
Okay, it's my understanding that hometown doesn't think they're appropriate for her, but amended reads maybe.
Yeah, I spoke with Mended Reeds, but they doesn't have that available until next week.
Okay.
So TCC is here also.
At the hospital time in the meantime.
Well, I'm trying to find you a place quicker. Does the counseling center have female beds?
I'll have to speak with her,
Okay. I've got another place to take you, but they can't take you till next week. And so I'm going to try a third option, the counseling center. So Mr. Tarvin from the counseling center is going to call you, talk to you, and we'll see where that goes. So I'll see you back after he talks to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you discuss it with him too, please?
Yes.
All right. I'll have you back later in the docket.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Chelsea Ann Hankins, case number CRA 24801 on a recall to Lawrence County Jail. Emily Smith is on deck.
It's Mr. Morford's case. It's actually on the docket for a preliminary hearing today. She was arraigned sometime this week, the 18th, I think, within the last week. How do we want to proceed on this?
Judge, it's my understanding that my client wants to go back into treatment, and Lawrence County Recovery will accept her for inpatient treatment.
she's already been assessed.
That's what she advises me, yes, Judge.
Right. And you say the Lawrence County Recovery?
Yes, Judge.
What's the state's position on it? She has a felony. They look like they're two felonies, but they're both for possession.
And we don't oppose that, Your Honor. She had a case previously, I think it's still pending before the court. It had to do with an unauthorized use of the vehicle. And
Is there a warrant on it?
yeah, it's 24 CRA 223.
Looks like it went to the grand jury.
Okay. Well, so,
Back in October. October 15th. Can you check and see if there's been an indictment returned on that?
yeah, that's what I'm gonna look. So there is an indictment, and on December the 18th, there was a bond set at $25,000, and there's a pretrial set for January 22nd.
And who's counsel on that case?
They don't always say. I don't know who is.
Can't tell.
Mr. Whitehead, my attorney on that.
On the other case, the common case?
Yeah.
Well, and that's 25,000 cash or sure?
Yes, that's
So
what it
she's
said.
got a holder out of that case.
Yeah.
So that's kind of academic what we do in this term of law.
Yes, Judge.
So she's gonna have, I mean, I would be okay if she goes to treatment, but you're gonna have to get, and can you tell which judge is gonna sign?
I think it's Ballard.
Good chance he would agree, I would think, let her go to treatment if you want, but you'll have to get him on board with it.
Judge, he usually defers to you if you would.
Well, I'll order her to go to treatment at Lawrence County Recovery, but that's not gonna do any good until you get the holder lifted from counsel.
Understood.
So I'll do an order, subject to the common pleas, holder, that she'd be allowed to go to treatment. Do we need a ankle monitor?
Well,
That
yeah.
other case, what was the facts on that other case?
It was unauthorized use of a vehicle, and we were encouraging her into treatment on that case too. I don't think we originally intended for it to go to the grand jury, but you.
Well, there must have been, and that's why I'm saying maybe there needs to be an ankle monitor, because I suspect maybe there was some non-compliance or something to cause it to go to the grand jury. Well, I don't have that. Did it originate in this court?
Yes. It was 24 CRA 223.
We want to pull that file, and then I can tell. I don't know if I can tell from this what the clerk has.
My notes are a little lacking on that one. May have happened when I wasn't here. So.
I think what happened was, from this look, supposition is, and we can pull the file and make sure, she had a preliminary hearing set for the 7th, and I'm going to say she probably didn't appear, and that's why it got sent to the grand jury. And then she got indicted.
That
So,
sounds reasonable.
I'm going to say she needs an ankle monitor. I think that would also make Judge Ballard more likely to agree that she get a treatment, that she's got an ankle monitor. The problem is going to be, you're not going to get one today. At this point. They already told us leaving early, so. For the remainder of the week.
I believe so.
It's gonna be, it went from, used to be like we would close at noon on Christmas Eve and everybody was very happy and grateful. Now it's become Christmas week. People want off the whole week for Christmas. So,
We could put sleigh bells on it instead.
so it wouldn't do any good to continue it to Friday. They're still not gonna be in the office.
Zoom line will confirm with Mr. Major Runner, but I believe, so I don't know if all offices are, but I know the majority of them are.
Okay. Well, I don't think there's a whole lot set here for Friday. We are having, so it makes me, you know, like, I'm gonna wear my green Grinch outfit for Friday. So one of the few offices is gonna be open on Friday, county offices. Okay, there are state holidays passed by the legislature. There is not a Christmas week passed by the legislature saying it's a holiday. You're supposed to be at work on the days that it's not a state holiday. So let's set it for Friday and we'll see what happens. She can't get out now anyway. Hold her from Common Police Court. So,
I'll see what I can do there, Judge.
yes. So we'll put it on for the 27th for a preliminary hearing, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Emily A. Smith at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 236270. And Ethan Scarberry is on deck.
Your Honor, Mr. Peters is going to pick her up this afternoon, so.
All right, so you got your ankle monitor on, I take it. Emily? Okay. And you remember what I told you about the ankle monitor? What happens if you cut the ankle monitor off?
Prison.
Yep, that's what's gonna happen if you cut your ankle monitor off. Won't be up to me. It'll be either Judge Ballard or Judge Finley, and they have sentenced everybody that's done it so far to prison.
I ain't got one out yet.
Okay, well, don't make this the first. So, January 6th, I think I said.
Yeah.
All right, her next, I'm going to see you on January 6th, and I'm going to give you a report that you're doing what you need to do at amended reads, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have to participate. You have to do what they tell you to do, when they tell you to do it, how they tell you to do it, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll see you January 6th.
All right.
State of Ohio versus Ethan Scarberry, case number CRB 19586, TRD 221126. Mr. Morgan's case.
All right, need Mr. Morford. These are the old cases, Mr. Morford, that you represented Mr. Scarberry on at least one of them. The other was a traffic case. I don't think he had counsel. It was in a traffic court, but he wound up getting a warrant for not appearing.
I've had a chance to talk to him, Judge. At least part of the failure to appear can be attributed to the fact that he was incarcerated in the state of West Virginia. I can't tell you the exact dates. He was not familiar with that. I can get it if we have to come back with respect to that case. That's the 2019 case, Judge.
So how does he want to proceed on these?
Mr. Hill, could let
His
him know
failures
what
to
you
appear
would
for a
ask for.
sentencing, is that?
Well, there was a no, he never pled, it was a pretrial, set for, May 27th of 22, and he was supposed to be at OVP outpatient then. He did not appear for his hearing, got a warrant, and then he had also a traffic case that was not jailable, that he didn't appear to. He did not appear in traffic court. That was in August of 22. I looked. No, I'm sorry, May of 2022.
What was the charge on the one that was jailed?
That was driving without a license and not wearing a safety belt.
But the other one then, the one
Well,
that,
the first one that Mr.
Yeah.
Moore, I think it was a driving under suspension, but let's see. No, I'm sorry, that was wrong. It was a theft from Walmart.
and how many days has he been in jail now, do you know?
He was
2,
booked today, Your Honor.
who was arrested last night, Judge, or maybe early this morning.
23 days.
Well, we would want him to not be released from jail until this is resolved, which I assume would mean that he would be in jail over Christmas. But if he were to plead guilty to the charges, then what we would recommend is he stay in jail until Christmas Eve in the afternoon and accumulate all the time that he spent. I don't know if that makes it 3 days or something like that. And give him an additional suspended jail sentence and community service and a fine and probation.
And just so he understands, I would require a hearing screen.
Do you want to take Mr. Hill up on his offer, Mr. Scarberry? Or do you need me to call you and explain it, and do you understand what he's offered?
Yeah, I understand your offer.
Do you want to take him up on that offer?
You guys are working for this time and out of this. Every other day,
One thing I want you to know is before Judge Capper would accept the guilty plea on the Walmart charge is that he will have you drug tested. Okay. Judge, I think we have a
All right, I'll
joint
accept his
recommended.
plea. I'm going to, and I do this on all Walmart thefts because about 80% of the people that plead guilty to shoplifting at Walmart test dirty. Then I'm going to make you go to treatment if you test dirty. So go take a urine screen and then I'll sentence you after I get the results.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls James Sarton at the Lawrence County Jail, case number TRC 2447, A, B, and C.
Your Honor, his screen was negative for everything.
Okay. All right, I'll release him then back on an OR bond, his original OR bond, and he's to continue with counseling as he had been, and we'll set it for another sentencing hearing. January 24th?
Yes, that'll work.
Okay, Mr. Sarton, you're going to get out today. You're welcome. January 24th is your next hearing. Continue with your counseling.
I got the recall for one, and we're not ready for that yet, Your Honor.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Michael Johnson here at the court for the recall, case number CRB 24323.
This is set for pretrial. Mr. Heald, you were going to inquire as to whether there was going to be an additional charge filed.
Well, so what we learned was that it took a little bit of figuring to figure out which jurisdiction and which law enforcement agency would be the appropriate one. So we did find that out. Apparently it's South Point, and there has been a report made, but no charge yet.
Okay, but you're anticipating there will be charge filed?
Well, we're gonna have to look at it to make sure, but,
Attorney, and she just finished it with her.
okay, so our victim just finished speaking with South Point Police. In any case, of course,
I think that's wrong. You filed a report she's here today, she filed a report a long time ago.
with the Ironton Police, and that was then not the appropriate agency. So I wasn't part of those discussions, but we determined that South Point was the appropriate agency to file with, so that's what's been done.
Okay, so what are we gonna do here on this case?
Your Honor, the issue on this case, that he's already pled to the theft, the issue is restitution. I don't believe the state is ready to go forward on a restitution hearing today. So, sounds like we'll have to set that for another sentencing/restitution hearing.
Mr. Hill?
And I think that's accurate.
All right, when can you be ready for a sentencing hearing?
We'll be ready when it's set, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Shred?
Your Honor, he's at TCC, so, and with an ankle monitor. So, sometime maybe in mid-January.
And you're not available the 13th?
15th for now, 16th for CPS.
Okay, so he's got common police court on the 15th and the 16th. So if we can set it after that, maybe we'll have some answers about what.
Be better to come back after that, right?
Yeah.
Are you available the 17th?
Yes. Yep, 17th.
All right, it'll be a sentencing hearing for January the 17th, and we're gonna nail down the issue of restitution on that day.
Yes, sir. 10 o'clock. You do not have to go to probation, okay?
I don't have to go Thursday?
You have to go Thursday, but you don't have to go today. Okay, all right, cool. You can get down there in 15 minutes anyway.
Mr. Stratton, are you ready for Mr. Telly to be read out?
I know that Your Honor had texted out.
Let me check and see.
Do you have
No, he said he was gonna look into it, but he hasn't given me a report yet.
All right.
State of Ohio versus Amber Spears, case number PRC 242254, A and B.
Set for pretrial. Yes. Okay, it's a good report. Can she has an appointment for today. Can she still make that? Okay,
Yes.
good. All right. It's a good report. If she has another appointment today, try to get her out of here so she can go to that. Come back for another pre-trial at an appropriate time, Mr. Morford. Seventeenth of January.
I believe I'm free then, Judge. I think you've got, yes, I'm here then.
January 17th will be the next hearing, pre-trial at 10 o'clock. Okay, Ms. Spears, good job. Keep it up.
See you then.
All right,
Take care.
State of Ohio versus Jeremiah Henry, case number PRC 242222.
Mr. Stiers' case, set for pre-trial.
Brad approach, Your Honor.
Yes.
So since we were here last, Mr. Henry has completed inpatient treatment at Prestera. He has An appointment, what was the day of the appointment?
I had one the 11th. There was one scheduled the 16th, but they rescheduled it for the 30th.
Okay, his next outpatient appointment with Prestera is going to be on the 30th. Is his intention to continue outpatient counseling. This is an OVI. It is a first in 10 with a refusal and a prior in 20. I've discussed the case with Mr. Heald. In exchange for a plea on this, Mr. Heald would intend to treat this as a simple first. We would anticipate that you would probably want to set this out for sentencing to follow treatment for a longer period of time. I've explained that to Mr. Henry, and he's agreeable to that. We'll have to see. I don't have a timeline in mind. I figure we'd leave that to the court's discretion. But
Is his next appointment?
His next appointment is on the 30th. I realize that's kind of a long, of December, yes.
Okay.
I think he had one on the 16th, it was canceled due to an issue with the provider, and then they burned back the 30th. I think just with the holidays, they're maybe not setting as many appointments as we would like, but, so what I intend to do, Your Honor, today is if the court would, approve that scenario, we would enter a plea of guilty today and ask to set this back for sentencing at a time the court deems appropriate.
Okay, do you agree with that, Mr. Henry?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to accept your guilty plea today, but I'm not going to sentence you. I'm going to let you continue on the treatment because you're seeking a more favorable sentence, and I would be more inclined to give you the more favorable sentence if I was convinced that you'd actually made a change in your life, not just, I think sometimes people just go to try to avoid jail time or whatever, and they're not really serious about changing their ways. So I want to make sure we do this. You're not going to kill yourself or somebody else out on the highway in the future, and then you've actually made some changes to how you're going to go about things. That's what I want to see, and that's what I need to be convinced of.
Okay.
So I would say maybe the 1st of February, come back and get a report from Prestera then as how things are going on an outpatient basis.
I'm available on the 3rd, Your Honor.
All right, February 3rd will be the sentencing hearing.
Okay, so 10 o'clock.
Bring us a report then, please.
All righty. Good, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Thomas W. Ward II, case number CRA 24259, CRB 24719.
Mr. Steyer's case.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good job. Good job. Your Honor, looks like a positive report. This is one that's been going on for a little bit of time, the older case. I think we had some treatment early on, had some issues with that. Mr. Ward kind of fell off the map for a little while. This new charge arose, he came in here, we got him into amended reads. I feel like we're really seeing a change in Mr. Ward. Real very positive results. So, our intention is to continue on with this program. I know the court's going to want to see some more time in treatment and would love to see more of this success that you've been giving us. So I'm going to ask to continue this matter out to a date the court deems appropriate, and we will waive time constraints to accomplish that.
Mr. Heald?
It is encouraging that Mr. Ward is making a positive change, but the facts of this are pretty serious. It could scare the heck out of somebody. And so we're not going to forgive that all the way, and we're going to have a further discussion with the alleged victims in this to determine exactly what the consequences should be. But Mr. Ward can do himself a great favor by following through with the treatment, being serious about it, making a permanent change. So we're okay with him continuing, and we'll know more about how we want to proceed the next time we come back.
All right, let's look at January 31st.
I'm here that day, Your Honor.
Both matters will be set for January 31st, 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Get up and go. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Amber Mills, case number CRB 23-621, CRB 23-556.
This is Mr. Pratt's case now. Okay, that's a really good report, probably the best I've seen with you. Good job.
Thank you.
Can you have something in mind to me this one, or is that just?
No.
Okay.
A typo, I think.
Okay. Thought maybe there was something else. Continue, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay.
24th of January, I think you already have cases that day.
Yes, that'll work.
January 24th, good job, Ms. Mills.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Nicholas Byard, case number CRA 24-721. Set for preliminary hearing.
Hey, Nick.
Yes.
Go.
Good report.
So continue, Your Honor.
Yes. 24th again?
Yeah.
January 24th will be the next.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good job.
See you, Nick.
State of Ohio versus Gary Kazee, case number CRA 24-776.
Hey, Sean, what's the hearing date?
We haven't decided exactly what we're doing. So, you've been in touch with CPS? see what it comes I know he's on the script. Who's he with?
This is where.
Is he?
Oh, that's.
Oh, okay, I know where he's at. Patriot, all right.
Okay.
Your Honor, maybe we should approach on this.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, okay.
All right, after looking into it, the state's willing to dismiss the case. Mr. Goodley.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, you're all done. Please dismissed. All right.
State of Ohio versus Adam C. Sloan, case number CRA 24-800 A and B.
Mr. Stiers. Okay.
Your Honor, this matter is one that is set for preliminary hearing today. There are 2 charges pending. There is an F5 possession of drugs and an F4 possession of fentanyl-related compound, both set, on the same date, and apparently arising out of the same incident. I wasn't here when this was arraigned. Mr. Sloan was released on bond. Who did you talk to? What agency?
As an OR bond.
What agency did you speak to? You have your appointment on them?
Minute reads.
Okay. He's been referred to Minute Reads. He has an appointment coming up with them
The second.
on the 2nd of January. What I would ask that we do would be to set this, I'm going to say the 3rd, simply because that gives us a chance to come in here the day after and have an idea what the plan is. If there's a date in that time frame that's better to the court, for the court's calendar, we would agree to that as well, of course, but the 3rd just seems, I don't think there'd be much point coming back before the 3rd because we don't expect him to be evaluated until the 2nd. So we would waive time constraints to accomplish that. Recognize this is an F5 and F4. I'm assuming the state would at least be open as a starting matter to keep the case here.
Mr. Hill.
We are willing to do that at this time.
All right, case has been continued and set for another hearing on January 3rd.
So write that
I
down.
understand Mr. Sloan will get an assessment and amended reads before that date, and we'll have that information available on the 3rd. 10 o'clock. So that's-
And I will contact Mended Reads and let them know. Is there anyone here today? I don't think there is. No, so I'll contact Mended Reads and let them know we'll be anticipating a report on the 3rd. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you, sir.
State of Ohio versus Dakota Freeman, case number TRT 23-214.
All right, so I understand from the bail, you're still working on getting your license back?
Yes, sir. I had a appointment to finish it all off Friday, and as of last Tuesday, I'm now going through a custody battle. When I got home from work Wednesday, there were cops at my house there to pick me up to make me pay $700 Friday so I could be here today. For them to tell me this morning on the way here that as of the 8th, they were going to throw it out of court.
Okay.
So
that was on child support or something, or?
I was doing better in life, and she was afraid that she was not going to see the children no more, so she kind of put me behind with all of this. But you can call it Thalia, you can call whoever you need to. I had appointments set up to pay everything on Friday and got locked up the day before.
I think I said before, no more
Yes,
continuances, but I'll give you another shot at it. Let's go out into February, and hopefully you can have your license back.
Yes, sir, I will. I apologize. I had it all together, and then, like I said.
Okay. Just to remind you of how complicated it can be, depending on who you wind up with, I'm going to set it for Valentine's Day, February 14th. February 14th will be your next hearing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Misty Shaver, case number TRC 173465, A, B, C, D, and E. Misty Shaver.
Set for sentencing, and we had this issue of restitution to take up today. She's not appeared. So, the bench warrant issue.
State of Ohio versus John W. Nunley, case number CRB 24471.
This is Mr. Stratt's case. It's set for sentencing. So what's happened since I had suggested that we get some mutual counseling, I think, the last hearing, both were at NECO. Has anything happened or any progress made on that?
Well, he goes to NECO. Are you going together yet? No. Gotcha, okay. I've got a letter from NECO for him.
And NECO said it would like for me to do it, say that she's ready to do it.
Yeah, I guess it's whenever.
Well, apparently NECO is satisfied with his treatment, but apparently there hasn't been much of a improvement in the relationship between Mr. Nunley and his daughter. In fact, it sounds like it's maybe going the other direction.
Your Honor, NECO's...
They're waiting on permission for Ashley to take Zaylee to that. They're trying to get permission for my daughter.
He's there, NECO's ready, he's ready, it's just whenever
And it's
they're...
my understanding she goes to NECO also, is that right?
She was going to NECO and she changed counselors.
Well, as I recall, the last time there was some indication she was interested in restoring the relationship, and I wanted to give that a chance to happen, so.
I have already got it a little bit.
I'm not hearing what she's saying, so if you want to relay it, Mr.
Her anxiety went up and we had to up her anxiety medicine.
All right.
Tell them why.
Y'all need to know why.
Him texting me and stuff, some of the things he brought at court at one point. About the counseling and stuff.
Every text message. Mr. Carter, the phone, you can read every one of them.
What are you sending the text messages? You don't know.
Your Honor, can I bring this up to you?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Show it to Mr. Hill and Mr. Stratton. I wanted you to see it.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
As I recall, there was an agreement that he could start texting these already also. Has that happened, or?
Yes, sir, I've texted with her, and I've actually took her stuff. She wanted her bow and some stuff. I've left a bow at the side of the road for her. I've actually dropped her Christmas gifts off to her neighbor for her yesterday. I mean, everything was going good. I was texting her every morning, and all of a sudden, she just shut down, didn't want to talk no more. She said that because I was spending time with my stepson, because I was doing more time with him. I guess she's jealous about that. I don't know, but she just actually, I can show you my phone. She said she just didn't want to talk to me no more. I can show you the text messages. I said, well, whenever you want to talk, I'm here waiting. So
Okay.
I can give you the phone. You can read every message.
Other side.
I have gave him my size and stuff, and he still got it wrong. And most of the stuff is like a lot of pink, and I don't really
He got the wrong sizes and colors, apparently, of Christmas gifts. I guess it would be our opinion that, number one, we're hoping that Mr. Nunley's getting something positive out of what he's doing with NECO. Hopefully it means something to him, a kind of learning experience. And I guess the fact that this young lady also has a counselor, I would hope that the counselor is aware of the conflict that she's having with her father and is helping her to counsel, is counseling her in that regard. I think there's significant movement that needs to happen as far as making sure that she's comfortable with her dad.
Can I see the text?
Just all of them, scroll right up.
Okay, I'm going to see council in chambers. Court's in recess.
I'm back.
Recess won't be very long.
Can you reopen this? Reopen it?
Yeah, because she's not, I think she was. Well, let me look up there if they drove on my lucky guess.
His name is. Yes. Yes. Unfortunately, after all these. So we're just somewhere. We just didn't know we needed one. Nothing. No, they told me one right here. Okay. That's perfect. We just didn't know. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Both of the people that I spoke to were like,
Grab a seat there, go. That's Misty Shaver. She was in
You
the
took the
parking lot.
file.
Yeah, he's
I
taking,
apologize, I was in the parking lot smoking a cigarette.
he's taking a quick recess and we'll work you back in.
You took the file.
Okay. And now I'm waiting to hear back from Jasmine or Phil for something on my trial. We know anything. Phil talk to me yet?
Mr. Smith.
What's that?
They were going to line up the restitution.
Mr. Shaver, Jasmine, up there. If we have a restitution amount.
What is
Mr.
that?
Shaver, restitution amount. We're going to get hold of the victim. Was it a car wreck?
Yeah, I was hard.
Yeah, car wreck. See if there's a deductible paid or if they're out. It's kind of old. It's what, 2017?
7 years. 7, 8 years ago.
Is it for a trial today?
Sentencing. She did a plea, but we delayed sentencing because the state wanted to check with the victim, see if there's any.
I don't even think I had the file.
It's a docket of Mr. Shaver. And, yeah, and we were going to have somebody.
So the person didn't have insurance?
Well, yeah, she did, but we don't have any restitution.
I'm gonna have to give her.
Because it's, yeah, we just kick sentencing. We could do it again if we had to.
Misty Shaver.
We would just check and see. We'll check on it.
Thank you.
Okay. And then Philip.
Let me go see.
Are you okay with guilty plea? 30 days.
Which case do you have, Slaughter?
Give her a Philip. Give him 90 days.
Where's the joke file? Misty Shaver.
I'm the too much stuff.
I thought that was,
Yeah.
to tell you the truth, I thought that was going to be really bad. That's really good.
Let me know.
What is that?
She's checking on that.
John, announce court's getting ready to rezone.
Court be ready to start back up, everybody.
Lawrence County Municipal Court now.
Okay, we're back on the record on case number 24471. We had a trial in this case on November 15th. I made a finding guilty, but delayed sentencing to today. Mr. Nunley's been going to treatment at NECO. We've got a report from them that says he's been actively participating and has not missed any appointments. At the end of the last hearing, I inquired if there was some interest in restoring the relationship, and I was told that there was, and it was a young lady, Melissa, I believe, is that correct? What's her name? Zaylee. It indicated it was okay for her father to text her. I've seen the text. They started out all very appropriate and the responses seemed good and things were going well. Then all of a sudden it went downhill, and I don't think any of it is the fault of Mr. Nunley. Everything he said I found very appropriate and to be where it needed to be. And so I'm not faulting him at all. I wanted to give him a chance to try to restore this relationship, and I believe he is still interested in restoring the relationship. I might ask Mom, why did she change from NECO?
She's the one that told her counselor. Her counselor called me at home and said Zaylee told Bucky that she wasn't seeing her, and I said I don't understand, and then she came home and said she wanted to switch. Said her counselor wasn't listening to her at all.
Okay. Well, is there any interest at all in doing joint counseling at some point with Mr. Nunley? I'm getting a call from Mr. Gibson at Path, so I'm
Okay.
texting that I can't take his call. He did send me a message saying that, and this is with, on the case of
Mr.
Michael Tiller. He missed his first assessment, he missed his appointment after that. So this is, I suspected there was a problem. Well, I mean, it's not really part of my job, but here I see this relationship, father-daughter, is ruptured, and part of it is as a result of what's happened in this court, and I'd like to see that restored. I think that's more in her interest than even his, but for both sakes. But I'm going to find, and I see today, I think Mr. Nunley's making a legitimate effort to restore the relationship. Everything that I see that he's done so far has been appropriate. So it's on this side. The problem is on this side. So at this point, I'd like for him to continue his treatment. I'm hoping things will change, that there could be more openness to restoring the relationship. But I'm going to allow him, to continue with his treatment. I'm still holding off on the sentencing. And the more convinced I am that he's not the problem, the better his sentence is going to be down the road. So he needs to continue what he's doing.
He's ready for counseling with her whenever.
And I would encourage that, but I can't require it.
Right.
Okay, so I'd like to come back in approximately a month. What's your schedule, Mr. Stratton?
24th, maybe?
January 24th it is, for the next hearing for sentencing, 10 o'clock.
Appreciate it. All right.
State of Ohio versus Ashley Wallace, case number CRB 24557.
Your Honor, Ms. Wallace is compliant with all treatment recommendations.
Very good, thank you for that report. That was Taylor from Bethesda. And so screen's good?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Because they were not good a month ago.
Yeah.
Continue on, Mr. Stratton?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're getting pretty full, but we can still put another one for January 24th.
That'll work.
January 24th
Thank you, Your Honor.
for sentencing,
Thank you.
10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Eric C. Workman, case number TRC 241384, A, B, and C.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I've actually hired a new attorney. I hired a new attorney.
Okay. Who did you?
Ben Luckman.
Nothing? Okay. All right. Good, good, good. I think he's retained counsel, Your Honor.
Okay. Who is,
Ben Luffman.
I'm sorry?
Ben Luffman.
I have no idea who that is.
That's just the guy. I hired him. He asked me to ask for a continuance.
What's his name?
Ben Luffman. Luffman. Luffman.
Where is he from?
Around Columbus.
Well, he hasn't entered an appearance. Is he going to?
He had court today.
Luftman?
Luffman or Luftman? I can't remember exactly how to spell it.
there is a Laughlin, Hack and Associates in Dublin, Ohio.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'm going to order you to do a urine screen today.
Okay.
Go do a urine screen, we'll come back.
State of Ohio versus Cody Kelly, case number CRB 16661, CRB 18292, CRD 18628, A and B.
Okay, this is on the sentencing docket, I think because we have a bond up, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you making a payment today?
I could make it the first. I'm on a fixed income and I just bought my kids this Christmas, so.
Okay, you can do community service to take care of your fines also.
Okay.
Because I see you did all of your community service. You can do extra to take care of your fines if you wish, but you gotta do something to get it taken care of. You made a payment in November.
Yeah, last month. I can pay some on the first, either. I would like to, if you could, to set my court dates like a little closer to either like the first or the thirds whenever I get my social security checks. I can know that I have the money to pay it right then and there.
Okay, I'll set the next one for January 6th.
That's fine, perfect.
January 6th for sentencing,
State of Ohio versus Sean Owens.
Thank you, sir.
PRD 171710, A and B.
This is set for sentencing also. The only thing you got left to do is your community service.
Yes.
Okay, give me a date when you're going to be out.
Your Honor, if I may, I have a note. Mr. Owens was ordered on 11/18 to be here on 11/19. He wasn't out here that day. I did talk to him this morning. He's having some vehicle problems. He's coming from somewhere in Kentucky.
Greenup County.
Greenup. He did come Saturday to do community service, but he was late, so I did not let him work.
Okay.
I had 4 people show up after 9 o'clock Saturday wanting to do community service, and I turned all of them down.
All right. Give me a date when you're going to be here.
When are you all doing it again? This weekend?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, can it be Saturday? Saturday?
So that's Saturday, the 28th. You'll be here the 28th, 7:30.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll set your next review hearing. Are you working, sir?
I do odd jobs for myself.
Okay.
Right now, it's been kind of slow.
I'm going to set it for the 21st then, so that's a Tuesday. For sentencing, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Thank you, sir.
That's only the second one. January 21st, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio recalls Misty Shaver, case number TRC 173465, A, B, C, D, and E.
Mr. Smith's case.
It is, Judge. I know the state was attempting to get a hold of the victim of the car accident from 2017, and as I understand it, their phone is disconnected or no longer in service. That was one of the questions we set it out for, to see if there's restitution owed and how much. But
okay.
It's a
I think
7-year-old
I called
phone number.
before, I didn't.
Oh, Judge, I'm sorry. I was doing a video room with Judge Ballard. That was my fault.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and sentence based on no restitution being owed.
I would assume so, Judge. Is that right?
Yeah, we've done everything we can do to locate the person, and we haven't been able to.
All right, is there any recommendations on this? So we've got a sure clear distance ahead. There was an OVI with a urine screen. Do we have the results of the urine screen?
The one from 2017 showed amphetamine and methamphetamine, and the last one here showed THC.
Okay. then we've got driving under suspension. And falsification. And failure to display plates. Looks like. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. It appears to be, judges. Quite a list.
She did take a urine screening in October, and it was semi-appropriate.
Yeah, she advised the court it would be positive for marijuana.
I advise.
Does the state have any recommendation on sentencing?
I guess I'd like to know what the delay was between 2017 and now going to court.
Your Honor, as far as I knew, had I known I had a court date, I don't even remember why I was in the state of Ohio at that time. I lived in Mississippi. I do not remember here. I was not in a good place mentally or just anywhere at that time. I remember the accident. The next thing I remember from that day was coming to and my current boyfriend at the time, the state trooper handing him my papers, and I don't remember anything after that. Nothing. I am not that same person. I have clean. I went to rehab, got clean. Yes, I did test positive for THC. I am trying to stay away from that until I can get medical insurance to have my shoulder repaired. And that was what I was using. It is still an excuse either way. I now work full-time, as many hours as I can get. I am not that same person. I'm trying to rebuild my life from scratch.
Well, there is a report in the file, so I could read that into the record, and maybe it'll jog your memory, but this is from the trooper's report that was filed to the court. It does say contact damage to front bumper, grill, headlight, bumper, left front tire. Unit 2 was towed by Mark Johnson Towing. No insurance was shown. Bill of sale was dated December 14, 17. Her boyfriend, Kerry Brooks, showed where they had joint ownership and he had progressive insurance, which he said would cover the vehicle. December 17th at 12:45, I was dispatched to 2 vehicles, sure clear distance ahead, crash on US 52 near milepost 22. This is Trooper Moore. When I arrived and made contact with both drivers, noticed the driver of Unit 2 was avoiding me by talking on her phone. Also noticed she was nervous, wandering around, talking with very slurred speech. I noticed her truck had only an advertisement from a dealer in Mississippi where her license plate should be. I asked her for the information and insurance on the truck along with her driver's license, and she could provide nothing. I asked her name, social security number, but she gave me what later proved to be a false name, Dawn Kayleen White, date of birth October 22nd, 79, says she didn't know her social security number.
No, I remember.
She was secured in the rear of my patrol car until she could be identified and taken to a safe place for field sobriety tests. Transported the driver to nearby parking lot where she was advised of rights, asked to perform field sobriety tests, which she did, and was poor at following instructions. I received 2 clues on horizontal gaze and nystagmus. Speech was worse. She stated she had taken her medication, Clonopin, Congiton, and Varilayer 30 to 40 minutes prior to the crash, and had traveled overnight from Mississippi to pick up her daughter. She was read DMV 2255 form and asked to submit to a urine test, which she did later at the patrol post. She stated she will be positive for weed and maybe meth. We made contact with her brother, who advised us her real name was Misty Shaver. Computer check revealed she was driving under suspension and for financial responsibility. There was a warrant from Proctorville Police Department. She was transported to Lawrence County Jail, incarcerated on the warrant. OVI was charged with an OVI, first offense, DUS. Sure clear distance ahead, failure to display a valid tag, providing false information. Scheduled to appear at Lawrence County Municipal Court December 18th at 9 a.m. That's the end of the report.
I don't remember none of it. I remember hitting her. I remember her pulling in front of me and slamming on the brakes. And like I said, the next thing I remember was coming to as the patrolman was handing my boyfriend my papers, and that is the absolute last thing I remember from that day.
It appears you did appear and said you were going to hire counsel, and
Well, it's this year after I was writing down,
okay.
that would be this, after I got picked up on it.
And you were back here and got picked up on the warrant, it looks like.
Yes, on the warrant for failure to appear for that, not appearing that day. Was what the patrolman told me the warrant was for. Was for failure to appear on the 18th.
But it's my understanding she is pleading guilty to the charge.
She is, Judge, if you'll recall, Trooper Moore actually showed up about a month ago, where she's been retired for a long time, but so, given she was going to be available, we entered a guilty plea and we're prepared for sentencing, Judge.
Okay. Anything you want to say before sentencing?
No, I learned from my mistakes back then. Still learning. It's an everyday progress. But I just thank God that I'm not that same person.
State have any position?
Do you still live in Mississippi, or do you live here?
No, I moved back up here April of this year. I currently live in Osage, West Virginia. I work in Barbersville. I work for the Municipal store, Barbersville, West Virginia, and I work all the hours I can work. That's all I do. I go work,
Where
go
do you
home.
work?
Municipal. The cell phone store. You know, Municipal.
Oh, Municipal. Okay, all right. And you say you went through treatment?
Yes, sir, I did.
Where were you?
I was in Mississippi. I went through Weems. It's in Meridian, Mississippi. I went through Weems. I don't have the email address. I think my daughter has a copy of the papers where I can prove that I went through rehab. I still continue. I work with other addicts that are in recovery, other friends that are in recovery, and we try to just stay together and stick together because there's not many people around that we know and went to school with that are still alive.
Do you have an agency locally that you work with?
No, we try to keep in contact. A friend of mine that lives in Ironton has a contact that lives down in Kentucky, and she runs a halfway house down there. So we use her for like recovery-based events, like through West Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky. And just wherever we can go to an event, we'll go to them. We all reach out to each other and talk to each other. Most of us are working all the time. I try to, if I see somebody or if they sit, come to me or if I see them struggling or if I see somebody, buried, I try to help as much as I can. Before I moved up here and could get my license and my ID remade, I was in school for healthcare administration. I would like to finish that is what my goal is to finish that and to possibly open up or help in a treatment center somewhere, some way to help cure this stuff and help get some other people that I know, especially loved ones, out of it.
So, Your Honor, just because of the fact that the case was delayed for so long, and we're just getting to the point where we can resolve it, I guess we would want to make sure that Ms. Shaver, sounds like she's trying to do a lot of things to maintain her sobriety and things of that nature, which indicates also that she recognizes that she has an ongoing issue that she needs to pay attention to and avoid relapsing. So I don't know that today would be the day that we'd feel comfortable about actually sentencing her. We want to make sure that she is staying on the straight and narrow.
Would you want that in lieu of the dip school, because it is a first offense which would require a driver intervention program, or, I mean, if you want, I would be willing to set that aside if there was more proof of counseling.
I can set up, I will take any counseling I can get.
Do you have a medical card?
No, I do not yet. I am honestly, and this is going to probably sound really shitty, but I am trying to, sorry, I apologize. Language, I apologize. I'm trying to save up enough to buy my own health insurance plan, so I don't feel like a burden on the state. I made my choices that led me to here, and I feel like I am doing this on my own. I am about $200 short of having a full year's health care premium. I really feel like I am trying to do this on my own, and it's something I'm proving to myself.
Can you sign up for a West Virginia medical card
Yes,
in the
yes.
meantime?
Yes, I can.
maybe whoever does West Virginia could help her.
Well,
get signed up.
I have some friends over there that, know people that own some clinics over there that will let me pay cash and give me a little price without medical insurance. Like I said, I don't have a problem going anywhere, and I will find one. I do have some friends that work at Prestera. They could probably help me get in there and help me. They have a sliding scale fee for no insurance. Like I said, I can start immediately until I get my medical
Several
card
places in Huntington, Prestera would be appropriate, OVP, Valley Health, all of those.
What is the closest one to Barbersville? Like I said, I just moved up here and I have stuck to myself.
Well, Valley Health's on Route 60.
I would think.
Sure.
See, I'm right off of Route 60.
Do you have a driver's license now?
No, I was going to ask, because I know you said something about another 6-month suspension. Is there any way I can get an allowance of like certain times so I can drive myself back and forth to work?
No. I can't do that because, I mean, if you came to me with a valid license, I feel like I could give you some driving privileges, but you don't have an underlying license. Do you have insurance?
Yeah, I have no problem. I've already quoted a price to the general. All of it, they will insure me with no license.
Calling me skeptical on that.
Yeah, I didn't believe it either. I didn't believe it either, but
I know
I'm afraid
a lot about insurance companies, and I don't think they're going to.
it's a higher rate. It's a whole lot higher rate. My friend Bessie is the one showed me because she has to do a blow and go, and she can't get her license back until she passes a year of that before she can get her license back in West Virginia. And she's the one who told me about them and showed me hers.
So how do you get to work now?
I have a friend of mine taking me back and forth right now.
Okay.
But I'm trying not to depend on anybody.
Mr. Smith, anything else?
Judge, no, other than perhaps, I don't know if anybody from Valley Health is here or.
There's not.
Oh, okay.
No, OVP would be appropriate.
Yeah.
Usually, Ms. DeMint is here, but she's not today.
If we could have her seek an AOD assessment through one of those 3 providers that are in West Virginia, maybe come back a couple, 3 weeks, 30 days. I'm here any Friday in January. That's convenient for the court.
Let's set it for the 17th for sentencing. And she does have a bond up.
Yes.
So, reminder that the bail bondsman is very meticulous and diligent.
And like I said, I don't go anywhere, especially for that fact.
So you just have to come to court. That's what you, the other
Yes, sir.
stuff is not.
I was sitting here at 8:20 this morning.
You gotta be here for court, you'll have somebody breathing down your neck, and it'll be the bail bondsman.
Had I known I had court the next morning, I'd have been here. Anytime I've ever been in trouble, I've never skipped court. Like I said, I do not remember anything beyond what I told you from that day.
January 17th is your next hearing.
Time.
State of Ohio versus Eric C. Workman, case number TRC 24-1384.
I'm also going to get a hold of Williams down there and get that paper. Perfect.
This is Eric.
Is he outpatient, inpatient?
Inpatient.
Inpatient? Okay, I'm going to continue with that, and I will schedule another hearing fairly quickly for you. January 13th.
Thank you, Your
For
Honor.
sentencing.
State of Ohio recalls Michael Tilley Jr., case number 24-437.
Gibson?
What's up, Mr. Chairman?
Not much, but I've got Mr. Tilley here. Can you tell me, does he have a current appointment scheduled?
He does not have a current appointment scheduled. I don't have it in front of me. He missed an appointment with a nurse practitioner. From what I see, he requested somebody in Jackson. And the phone number that we have on file is not his phone number, it's his phone number. So if we update that information, it would make it a lot easier to make the appointments.
Do you have a phone?
No, I'm working on getting that. I'm working on getting that. That's why I had to put the other phone number in.
I'm sorry?
I said I'm working on getting that. That's why I had to put the other phone number in.
Phones. Okay. Do you have an office in Jackson?
We do have an office in Jackson, yes.
Okay, could I get the address for that? And
What is the address? If you don't have it, we can look it up. It's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, I don't have it up in front of me.
Okay. All right, well, I appreciate the information.
At the office, it's not on the Chesapeake office, since it's in Chesapeake, we can do all that from here.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
All right. All right, I'm gonna lock him up for the line to the court, back in the holding cell. You lied to me before. So there's gotta be a penalty for that.
Your Honor, ready to count the case.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Stephen E. McGinnis, case number CRA 24808, CRV 24810, and TRC 242570, A and B.
So this is an arraignment. All right, Mr. McGinnis, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court, which is in Chesapeake. So you're appearing in the court today on a monitor in the courtroom, and your image and what you say and what I'm telling you is all being recorded. So if you say something, it's on the record. You have a right not to say anything. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. But it can be used against you if you admit something about your case. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed. If you can't afford one, you have a right to bail, to make the state prove this charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'm going to go over the charge with you. Well, you got more than one. So we'll go over all of them, and these are the allegations the state is making against you, and they have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. You just need to understand them. You don't have to agree with them.
Yes, sir.
The first charge, 809, case number, is aggravated possession of drugs. State's alleging on December 23rd in Fayette Township, you knowingly were in possession of methamphetamine. That's a Schedule II controlled substance, and it carries a maximum penalty, it's a felony file, carries a maximum penalty of a year jail, $2,500 fine. Case number 810 is a charge in possession of controlled substance. It's alleged, same time and place, Fayette Township, December 23rd. You were in control and possession of Suboxone without a prescription. That's a misdemeanor of the first degree, maximum penalty, 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Then you've got some traffic charges, TRC 242570, A and B. That alleges that on December 23rd at 4:31 a.m. in Fayette Township, you were driving a vehicle while you were under the influence of either alcohol, drugs, or a combination of those two things. And it's alleged you submitted to a urine test. So those urine tests are packaged, sent to a lab in Columbus, and it takes a while to get the results. It just happened this morning, so I don't have any results on your urine screen yet. It's alleged that this would be your first offense within the look-back period. It looks like the state's alleged that you had a prior, but it's been a long time ago. Over 20 years ago. So on a first offense, the maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine and a 3-year license suspension. There is a minimum penalty. The minimum is 3 days in a treatment program, $375 fine, and a 6-month license suspension. You're also charged with driving without a license. That's what's called an unclassified misdemeanor. The good news is there's no jail on it, but it does carry a maximum of 1,000 hours of community service, $500 fine. And that's all the charges you have. Do you understand these charges?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
Do you have a job?
I'm currently employed, no, sir.
You're employed what?
I'm currently unemployed.
Unemployed, okay. When's the last time you worked?
For about 2 months ago.
Okay. I'm going to appoint a lawyer for you then, Mr. Smith. I'll appoint you. He's here in the courtroom, Roger Smith. He's going to be your attorney. He heard your arraignment hearing. He knows what you're charged with. I'm going to ask, and let's see, I need to get a current address from you, Mr. McGinnis. What's your current address?
101 West Little Garden Road.
That's Ashland?
It's Ashland 41103, sir.
Okay, that's what's on the charges. They have that address. What's the state's position on bond for Mr. McGinnis?
The state would want an OR bond conditioned on him being assessed first to determine if there are any counseling and that might need to be initiated if he's willing to do that.
All right, Mr. McGinnis, the state's saying they would let you out on a signature bond if you would agree to go get assessed and treated if it was recommended for substance use issues.
Absolutely, I would. Absolutely, I would.
Have you ever had treatment before?
Yes, sir, I have.
Where did you go previously?
I completed justice recovery, University of Kentucky, 10.5 program I completed.
When was that?
2021 when I completed.
Okay.
I spent 3 years, I was still with the right time, and started with me.
How do you pay for medical services? Do you have a medical card?
No, sir, I was working up for the Municipal, and then I lost my job and went to divorce, and I lost my job forever.
So you, at one point you had health insurance then, or?
I never had health insurance, but I had a previous job, and I paid for my little dog I paid for, you know, the last 3 months I had, you know, like I said, 3 months to where I had a job, and I went to divorce, and I have no insurance, or I have no anything.
So you would be eligible, you should be eligible for a medical card at this point.
They told me that I could get a medical card because I was back child support. I was reading up on back child support, and that's what the Kentucky told me. I couldn't get a medical card or a food stamp because I was back child support.
Okay.
I understand a driver's license, not getting one, but that seems kind of problematic, but okay.
Yeah, that's what it's to me,
Mr. James is telling me that, you know, he used to work at Children's.
Yes.
That could be possible.
Oh, well,
So, Danny's Kentucky resident, so that will be further.
I don't know if ARC takes walk-ins on a sliding scale. I know nothing about the pay situation with ARC or whoever else in Kentucky might be considered.
Genesis, he could go back to Genesis.
Is that the one in Grayson?
Yes.
Is there any prohibition from you going back? It sounds like you completed the program. I'm assuming not. You could go back to Genesis if you wanted to?
Yes, I can go back to it.
I know nothing about Genesis, but
Okay, you want to try to call him, or?
I don't mind. You said Genesis and Grayson. I'm assuming you don't remember the phone number, right?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll find it. I can Google it. I'll find it, Judge. If you want to call it back up, I'll confirm.
Mr. Gwynn has it up already.
Oh.
Okay, so the way this works, Mr. McGinnis, is if we can get you in treatment and you go there and are successful, I mean, you could get these felonies dismissed. The most serious charges you have are the felonies. Those are the drug-related charges. So, in the Ohio law, the difference between felonies and misdemeanors is a felony means you can go to prison. You get convicted of a felony, you can go to prison on the sentence for a felony. You've got a couple felonies and the 3 misdemeanors, I believe. The misdemeanors, you can only go to the county jail. Even if you're convicted, the worst that can happen is you go to the county jail. You can't go to prison. So you've got some misdemeanors and you've got some felonies, both. So the most serious charges, though, from what I understand, the state is saying, if you agree to go to treatment and do well, eventually you may get those dismissed. They might dismiss those. Now, I know from past experience, the driving, basically, we call it OVI now. The legislature has to change the name periodically to show the relevant, I guess. It's not called driving under the influence anymore. It's called operating a vehicle intoxicated. It's the same thing as a DUI. The state's not going to agree to dismiss that, even if you're successful in treatment. So it'll either have to go to trial or it'll have to be a plea on it. And the thing is, since you've got a felony, if you want a trial, they probably would say, we just soon try it in the felony court is tried in the misdemeanor court. So then you take the risk of going to prison on the other charges too. So anyway, there's a lot here to unpack legally for you. But the main thing you need to know, and for your life, is if you're using drugs in our community, it's, as I have been saying recently, it's like playing Russian roulette, because there's fentanyl out there all over the place. Even in stuff somebody tells you, here, take this, it's meth or whatever they say, it can have fentanyl in it. And fentanyl is what typically kills people. It's very powerful opioid, and that's what takes people out. So, good idea to get clean. This is an opportunity to get clean. It's the best thing for your legal case, and it's the best thing for you personally, and why not? The problem is going to be finding you a place to go.
I could borrow the court file, Judge. I've got Genesis' contact number. I'll see what I can do if we could
So
call
what
him
we're
back.
going to do, I've got you a lawyer appointed. I'm going to let him call Genesis, see if they'll take you. If they will, we'll try to get you in there. So I'm going to let him work on it. We'll probably have to come back to you after he's made some phone calls. So.
State of Ohio recalls Ethan Scarberry to Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 19586 and TRD 221126 A and B.
You seen the results?
Yes.
Okay. So he's going to have to go to treatment. He's going to get treatment ordered. At least he's not positive for fentanyl, but methamphetamine, amphetamine, benzodiazepines. He's positive for all those things, and THC. Okay, anything you want to tell me, Mr. Scarberry, before I sentence you? Do you have anything you want to say before I sentence you?
No, sir.
Mr. Morford, anything on your part?
Judge, the only thing I can tell you is that he indicated a desire to go to treatment. He says he's ready to change things around.
Do you have a medical card, sir? West Virginia? Do you need housing too? Do you have a place to live?
I'm saying I have my mom right now for the process of moving.
And she lives in Huntington?
We moved to the, live in Crown City right now.
Oh, Crown City, but your medical card is West Virginia, not Ohio?
Yeah.
What's your mom's address in Crown City?
581 Township Road, 600
600?
Yeah.
And that's Crown City mailing address?
Yeah.
What's your mom's name?
Good, Strawberry.
Okay, let's start with 19586. That's the theft. Offense. Okay, I'm going to impose a $100 fine, order you to pay court costs. I'm going to sentence you to 60 days in jail. And you came into the jail when? Yesterday?
Yeah, last time.
I'll give you credit for 1 day served, 59 suspended. I'm going to order you to go to treatment at OVP, and we'll start with outpatient. You know where the Kroger is in Proctorville, right?
Yeah.
That same shopping center, there's an OVP right across the street from it. You got to go in there and get assessed and start treatment as part of your sentence.
Just go in for an assessment?
Yeah, you can walk in there, tell them that you're court ordered. Now, you got to don't lie to them and say, I don't know why I'm, I have people do.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm here, because I'm clean, I don't have any problems.
Yeah.
You got to fess up to what's going on.
Just tell them it's a court order.
And that you tested, yeah, you're doing meth. Now,
Yeah.
here's the thing about methamphetamine. It's probably not going to kill you immediately. You're less likely to overdose on, fentanyl's what'll take you out like boom, that one time. Methamphetamine probably won't, but the long-term effects are really bad. You take it for very long. It's bad news. You're going to have all kinds of problems. You keep taking it. So, you got to get over that too. You got to get out of that, taking it.
Out of it.
Okay. So, what you're going to do is come back for hearings periodically, and OVP will be here, and they're going to give me a report as to what you're doing or what you're not doing. I got a guy in the back right now that lied to me about why he couldn't get into PATH and so forth, and he's in the jail right now because he lied about it. Just be honest. Don't come into court and lie. There's going to be a price for lying.
Good.
And go to your appointments. And if you don't, I'm going to issue a warrant for you.
Good.
So, you got to want to get clean. And even if you don't want to get clean initially, I'm okay if you go on the treatment initially because you're scared of going to jail. But at some point, it's got to become you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah. And you got to want to.
Yeah, because I can't follow you the rest of your life and say, okay, Ethan, don't take that meth right now. Initially, I can kind of do it, but eventually it's got to be up to you. You're going to learn to do it on your own because it's the best thing for you and your family and everybody that's around you, right?
Yes, sir.
I bet your mom would agree with me 1,000%, wouldn't she?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I want to see you back for a review, and I'm going to get a report from OVP if you're doing what you're supposed to on January the 13th.
I have 12 days then, Judge.
Well, this is going to be a review, so you
Okay.
don't have to be here. 9 a.m. on January the 13th. You got to be in court. If you're not here, you get a warrant. And I need to sentence him on the traffic matter too. That's the 22/11/26. Okay, no operator's license. $200 fine, and I'm making it more because you didn't come to court when you're supposed to. It would have been less than that if you would have come to court when you're supposed to. $200 fine, 30 hours community service. Oh, and there should be, I'm sorry, there should have been 30 hours community service on the last one too. So you got 10 days of community service total between both cases. And review hearing is going to be January 13th. $30 fine on the safety belt, that's mandatory. Any questions, Mr. Scarberry?
How about the community service, whatever?
you come here to the court any day but Sunday at 7:30 to do community service.
Okay.
You know where the court is in Chesapeake?
Yeah, across Fort Lee Market.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I heard that.
Any questions on your part?
No, sir.
Okay, so you're gonna get out of jail here in a little bit. So just remember what you gotta do, and you can go, I would go tomorrow. I want you to go immediately to OVP in Proctorville. Just walk in there and say, I'm forward to be here, I've been doing math, help me get off of it. That's what I want to do. Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome.
State of Ohio, we call Sherry Fraley at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 24255.
Okay, so we can accept her, but we don't have a bed at this moment. I don't know if you want to just go ahead and order her to us, and then as soon as something comes open, I'll come get her.
Okay.
But I wanted to know, do you want to put her on the docket maybe for Friday, just in case?
Okay, so I'm gonna change her hearing. I'm gonna do an order that she can be released to the counseling center as soon as they have a bed available, which may be before Friday.
I'm going to stay really proactive on this one, Your Honor.
Okay. But if you're still in jail on Friday, I'll see you then. And if you're not in the jail, then I'll maybe see you by teleconference, or Mr. Marvin will give me a report on Friday, say how you're doing. We want to keep tabs on you. I don't want to lose you. So you're going to have a place to go regardless of just getting it worked out to win. So I'll put her on the docket for Friday for, we can make it a review hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that's all.
State of Ohio, recall Stephen McGinnis at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRA 24808, CRB 24810, TRC 242570.
Judge, I called Genesis. They're having technical problems with the computers. They can't do an assessment. They can't even look him up on the computer, see when he was there, so.
Okay.
Back to square one, I suppose.
Are you here Friday?
This coming Friday? Yes, sir, 27th.
We'll just set it for Friday.
Okay. I'll keep trying.
Okay, Mr. McGinnis, we couldn't get you in, so I'm going to set it for Friday. We'll try again then. I'm setting a bond for you of $5,000 cash or surety. You can use a bail bondsman. If you got $5,000, you can post it. You get it all back as long as you come to court. If you don't have $5,000, you can pay a bail bondsman their fee, and they'll guarantee your appearance. And if you don't show up, then the bail bondsman hunts you down. So, do you think you can post bond, or are you just going to say?
I don't think I can put stuff in,
I didn't understand the last thing you said.
I'm sorry, I said my father not paying bail bonds, he's not going to do that.
Okay, well, if he wants to, he can, and then you gotta come to court, or the bail bondsman will. He is the one that people usually use, he's very diligent about getting people into court. So if you don't show up, he's gonna track you down and take you to the jailhouse. Okay, your hearing is this Friday at 10 o'clock at the court in Chesapeake. Preliminary hearings and pre-trials. And your attorney's trying to get you back into
Genesis, they're having computer trouble. They can't even confirm when you were there, but hopefully they'll get on top of that, so I'll know something by Friday. I'll keep working on it. Yes.
Okay. Okay, that finishes up at the jail. We got Michael Tilley to do. Is that the only one we got with it? Oh, okay. Listen, we need to sit back. Well, Mr. Stratton, doesn't have, do you have a trial today, or?
Yeah, well,
Okay. Well, I was gonna do Michael Tilley if you didn't have a trial. If you're gonna be here anyway. We can-
well, I was wanting to discuss it maybe then with the prosecutor.
Okay. Well, do we need a recess?
Yeah.
Probably, I want to talk to our victims too.
Okay, we'll take a brief recess, and then we've got some trials on the docket.
Your Honor, I think we're able to do ours without a trial.
Okay, we'll call it up then.
That's Mary Jo.
State of Ohio versus Barry Douglas, second case number TRD 183540.
Mr. Stire's case was on the trial docket today.
Your Honor, discussed the matter with Mr. Heald. He initially offered a reduction to no operator's license in exchange for a guilty plea. I was reluctant on that because of Mr. Job's employment. I thought he might live in Kentucky, but he doesn't. He lives over here. No operator's license has weird implications in Kentucky, but for an Ohio resident, it actually is better. So if Mr. Heald is willing to make that motion.
So it's better to be suspended in Kentucky than no operator's license?
I'm not a Kentucky attorney, but I've had a couple Kentucky clients over the years tell me that if you plead to a no operator's license in another state and Kentucky finds out about it, they revoke your license. Don't suspend it, revoke it.
Which means you can't get one.
Which, well, I mean, I think it means at very least you've got to start from scratch. But I don't know if there's a period, if it's a revocation and a suspension or what, but I do know that that I've had situations in the past where I've pled a Kentucky resident to a reduced charge of no operator's license, and it has actually been worse for them than a suspension. So, with that in mind, if the state's will, but he is an Ohio resident, so if the state's willing to make that motion, we'd be willing to enter a guilty plea.
In the spirit of the season, we would agree to ask the court to amend it to a no OL. And this is the first
way ahead,
OL.
but she's already done it.
First
So
OL.
for that amended charge, how's he plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
You want to say anything?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll impose, also in the spirit of Christmas, I'll make it a $50 fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
For cost. Do you need time to pay?
He probably will, Your Honor, yes.
Okay. I'll make it final pay date of March the 11th. So the way this works, you pay it before March the 11th, it's all good. If you wait till after that, you will have to deal with a suspension from the B&B for not paying it.
Okay, so it's 50.
So that's the final pay date.
Yes, it should be around $175. As long as you pay it by then, you won't get additional suspension for not paying. Now, the proof of the financial responsibility, I can't do anything about that. That's going to cause another suspension and another reinstatement fee, but you don't want two more.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we'll take a recess while the lawyers are working on their trial preparation.
We're not ready.